Hey everyone, it's Matt and Steph here from Symmetry Creations, and we're doing a live Blog of Destiny. You want to know why?
Because I got an extra day in Florida, so Florida didn't want me to leave.
That's right.
So here we are.
Yeah, so Steph was in town in-state for SPOOKALA, and she was supposed to fly out today from Tampa to Atlanta to Fresno, and as of the last time we checked, her Tampa flight was leaving Tampa after her Atlanta flight was supposed to leave to go to Fresno.
Yeah, there was no way. Wasn't going to happen. Totally missed my connection, and they were like, well,
yep.
Here's some options for tomorrow. So I was like, okay, what can you do?
That's the way things happen. So we were going to do this tomorrow. We were going to talk about the stuff. We're going to do a live stream tomorrow, catch up on everything that's been going on. But obviously we can't do that now because somebody hopefully is going to be flying back to California tomorrow. So we wanted to catch up on a couple of things, including a little bit of a wrap on SPOOKALA, and then some Heirs of ISILDUR notes. We also wanted to make sure to remind you that MISFITZ Clubhouse, all the shenanigans so far, ends in not 1, not 2, but 3 days. Just 3 days. And MISFITZ Clubhouse, all the shenanigans so far, is going to be over. So what would you want to talk about first? MISFITZ, SPOOKALA, Heirs. What's the first thing you're like, yeah, I think that sounds like a good thing to talk about?
We should talk about SPOOKALA first and then
yes.
Heirs.
Let's do that. So we're going to talk about SPOOKALA first, then MISFITZ, then Heirs. I like that. All right, so SPOOKALA 7 just finished. We actually have a couple of pictures that we want to share from the show. Was a freaking amazing show this past weekend. I know that the word amazing gets thrown around far too much in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody can call their stuff amazing, but the show was amazing. The crowds were insane. I know we all commented that the panel crowds on Saturday were absolutely bonkers. From the very first panel to the very last minute of the last panel, the crowd was completely packed. Over 1,000 people, we would say, probably at every single panel, which is completely nuts. But we had some great experiences at the show. So give me a second. Steph's looking at the camera here. I've got to turn over here because this is where like all the doing stuff is going on. And normally that's why like you see me looking this direction. But so let's see here. Let's find a picture that we want to show. Nope, not that one. So okay, so this is Steph's favorite picture from the show right here. I can tell you right now. That's her favorite picture. So SPOOKALA did something super cool where they were able to get a Jurassic Park reunion with the kids from Jurassic Park.
Who aren't kids anymore, by the way.
No, they're not kids anymore.
No.
So I had the privilege of being the panel host for the first ever convention appearance for BD Wong, for Joseph Mazzello, that's what I said. I was testing you. Joseph Mazzello and Ariana Richards. Ariana done some conventions out of country, and she said to me she wasn't sure if she was going to start doing the con scene in the US, but somebody said, Ariana, you've got to go do this one. Joseph's going to be there. It can be the first ever reunion of the kids from Jurassic Park. So she said that's why she came and did it. And Steph, how did you feel as a lifelong Jurassic Park fan about having those two individuals along with BD Wong at the show, being able to talk to Jurassic Park?
It was awesome. I was very excited when they first announced Joseph and BD. I was like, that's awesome. That's going to be great. Doing the research for it. And I told Matt, man, if only they could get Ariana, because then it could be, the siblings, the kids from Jurassic Park. And I don't really remember seeing the two of them together in a lot of things, whether it be interviews or, whatever. And so, so a couple weeks later, they announced that she was going to be there. So I was fangirling big time. Everybody knows Jaws is my favorite movie. Jurassic Park is also one of my favorite movies. Probably the most influential movie that led me into wanting to write, wanting to make movies of my own, wanting to be involved in anything having to do with cinema. So, you can honestly say that if it wasn't for Jurassic Park, I might not be here, literally here today. I would still be on Earth somewhere, but I wouldn't be here in Florida. I wouldn't have met Matt. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. So, and I know that sounds like a lot of, hyperbole, but it's true. So it was very exciting. I had to, remain calm and professional because we're there to do a job and we can't fawn over the celebs, and we're dealing with them and hanging out in the green room and all that kind of stuff. So
you want to hear some nonsense? Awesome. So we started doing this live stream, and this thing decided that it was going to start streaming to just me. Didn't even stream to like everybody. It streamed to just me, which is completely ridiculous. So I am trying to make sure that this can be seen by everybody, because we want people to be able to see it so we can talk about this fun stuff. So if you're out there and you can see this, please throw a comment out there so that way we can, say hey to you guys, and we can talk to you about this stuff.
It says we have some viewers. So
well, now we do. But just a minute ago, it was what's up, DM? Hey, DM, how's your campaign going? Make sure you throw your link out there. I know you. DM's always got really good art. And his stuff has got really good art. DM, I know that you're going to be on with Sarah White here in just a minute. We purposely are trying to make sure we make this one super short because we don't want to get in the way of your show with Sarah, because that would suck. We were actually hoping this week is going to be when she started doing it later, and when we saw she wasn't, we're like, all right. Like I said, this is supposed to be a Tuesday stream, but it ends up now being a Monday stream because of Steph's travel stuff. So if you guys weren't here when we started because for whatever reason StreamYard didn't want to show anybody, we're doing this today because Steph's flight got delayed today, going back to California from SPOOKALA. So instead of her leaving today, she's leaving tomorrow. So instead of us doing a live stream tomorrow, we're doing it right now.
Taking advantage of that extra time.
All right. So that's a picture of just after the panel that I hosted with them. If you look out there in the background, you can see that it is absolutely packed. And I mean packed with some people. Travis Gibbs said, I want to see a list of planes that Steph has caught versus those that she hasn't.
Honestly, the list at this point is going like this. And the thing is, too, is that I had a good track record there for a while. Like, it was kind of like, other than like other weird things, there was still no major. Since
I think October, when the hurricanes were happening, was the last time there was anything that was dicey.
But even then,
yeah,
I literally got out of Florida on time, even when the hurricane was coming. So yeah, so it's been a while, but seriously, I mean, it's I blame Florida. It's Florida's fault.
So I will tell you that, Travis, one of the interesting things when Steph was flying here, she was flying from Los Angeles to Tampa, and we're like, hey, let's see if there's any of the celebs that are going to be at the show that might be on your flight. Kiefer Sutherland was at the show, some other, major names, Tobin Bell, all that. And she's like, there's no celebs from SPOOKALA here, but there are some other people, which were.
It was the women's Final Four in Tampa, I think the following day. And so I was leaving from LA, and UCLA women's basketball was in the Final Four. So wasn't on the plane with the team, although for a minute I thought I might have been, but there was not any abnormally tall women on my flight. But it was support staff and some of the coaches' families and like some of the other coaching staff.
And reporters, on the plane. Yeah, it was like
reporters.
It was all
so UCLA. It was literally UCLA and like me and I think one other person, and then the rest were, and then one veteran who was flying home, which was really cool. So the plane landed, and because it was just talk about UCLA the whole time, it was really fun, like the whole flight. And the plane landed, and the flight attendant got on the intercom and said, go UCLA, and the whole plane erupted, and they were doing the fight song and cheering and everything. And so that was fun. I was like, and I was trying to take video of it to show Matt, and of course, by the time I got my video up on my phone, they had stopped. But then they welcomed home the veteran, which was really cool too. And so everybody clapped again and cheered, So it was a fun flight. So that part was fun. But now I'm stuck. But it's okay.
So we have a couple of other pictures we wanted to show you. I mean, we have a lot of pictures. We just didn't have a chance to get them all up here. There's going to be some straight bonkers pictures that the show photographer Corey got from the stage, looking out into the crowd with me and the celebs and with me and the panelists. And the crowds were just completely insane. So here's another one. So okay, so that is Steph and I after, before, whatever, maybe just backstage. That was with Isabella Furman, who is the main actress in Orphan First Kill. She's in Hunger Games as Clove. She's a super awesome person, more well-adjusted than I would have expected for somebody who, at 10 years old, had to play a demented, psychotic a serial killer mental patient who was a 32-year-old trapped in a 10-year-old's body, for being that person. And this was also her very first convention.
Yeah.
So I also was privileged to be the very first panel host to be in front of an audience with over 1,000 people. For maybe not for hers, maybe it wasn't 1,000. Maybe hers was
a little bit smaller, but yeah.
Right, but still, for a large panel audience for her was great experience. She was awesome. She was nice. We were hoping she was going to be able to get up on stage and be Esther, but that didn't work because she didn't have any Esther stuff. Anything you want to say about the panel? Anything that with her?
Yeah, I mean, same thing. She was very sweet, very nice, and I was really surprised that it was her first convention and panel, because she was like totally laid back and like super chill on stage. And a lot of times, surprisingly enough, you would think that it wouldn't be this way, but a lot of times these celebrities, when it's their first panel, they get very nervous. And I guess it's just different, when you're in front of a camera and you've got your crew that in front of you. It's very different than being placed on stage with all these bright lights in front of a crowd that you don't know. So, but she was a natural. So yeah, she was cool.
Yeah, she was cool. So then we'll go over here. Let's see which one this is. Okay, so this is, all right, so I got to tell you, I've done many panels with people from WWE before, and if I was going to say that a panel ever went just completely off the rails in the most bad way, that's the panel. So this is Shotzi, Scarlett, and Karrion Kross from WWE, and I can tell you that I didn't know, nor did I think anybody else knew, that Karrion Kross was going to be on the panel until we literally started to walk on stage. And Shotzi and Scarlett turned around like, "Hey, you want to be on the panel with us?" He's like, "Sure, I'll go do it." And I can tell you that he was a pretty fun foil. He was pretty good comic relief, because Shotzi and Scarlett do a Monster Hunters type program.
Ghost Hunters.
Ghost Hunters.
They go and visit paranormal sites.
On the WWE network. And they're the ones that are like fearless. And they're the ones that believe that there is supernatural behind every corner. And so Karrion gets dragged out there from time to time. And it very much felt like that he would be the one that would be in the back while the two of them were up there fighting evil. And he'd be the one that they were protecting. Like, it was just a hilarious vibe from them. At first, it was just going to be me and Shotzi and Scarlett. And I walked up to him and shook his hand, and I was like, "Hey, so I've done panels with Shotzi before. Scarlett's going to be up there." And I'm like, "She's in good hands. You don't have to worry." And I said, "I know what would happen if something bad would happen on the stage." He's like, "I would kill you." And I'm like, "That's exactly right. That's exactly why nothing's going to happen to her on the stage." But obviously he said it in a joking tone, but I'm definitely not ever going to mess with him.
He was joking.
But I'm never gonna take it for granted when you got somebody that can put me on the map for a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Nope, not going to take that for granted. Let's see here. So another one, this is a 2-part picture, so I'm only going to show one here. But so this here is panel number 1 with David Dastmalchian. David Dastmalchian is the lead actor in. Okay, cool. So Sharon Moore, real quick. John Westhoff gives the metal horn. Sharon Moore said, "I was at the end of David's panel and saw the whole Jurassic Crew panel." Yay. So that's awesome. So this picture right here is from David's panel on Saturday. The main thing we talked about was him in Late Night with the Devil, and everything he does in the movie world. He is about to be in One Piece season 2, and he was super intellectual and excited about that.
He's been in Gotham, Suicide Squad. He's been in a lot of superhero stuff.
Super, super fun guy. So then the next day, we had a panel where it was just me talking about him in his comic writing career. And his comic writing career is fascinating. He's got titles with Dark Horse, Image. What else? I know he's got, everyone he has is a published title. Dark Horse, Image, DC. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, what we do is a full-time gig. How can you be in all these movies and also write? And he said that one of the cool things for him is, like, when you're an actor, it's always hurry up and wait. So you're ready to go, and they're like, "Yeah, we have to go and get some of the lighting ready, or we have to do this." And it could be 3 hours. So he said when he's sitting back there, he's writing his scripts to get done on his different Creature Commandos and Count Crowley and all that. It was fascinating. Definitely one of the most interesting comic panels that I've ever done, because it was with somebody that's successful not only in the comics world, but is also successful in the major motion picture industry and finding a way to be able to make those two things happen.
Yeah.
And Travis Gibb. Travis, if you're still watching, let me know in the comments if you're still watching, because I'm going to tell you something that you're going to be pretty happy about. So if you're still watching, Travis, jump back in there, and if you let me know you're there, I'll say it. If you're not there, I'm still going to say it, but I'm going to give you a second to say it. So real quick in the comments as well, David Doe out there with Signal Boost for Indie Comics. Amanda Lapine, you're an awesome moderator as always. Pleasure meeting you both. Yes. Thank you very much. And DM said, hey, if you ever want me to join one of your streams, dude, definitely. Not sure we're going to do that on Thursday. Thursday's going to be a different kind of stream. We'll talk about that in a minute. But
we've got another camping coming up soon too.
Yeah, we got another campaign coming up soon. Yeah. All right, so Travis, so here's the thing. I know you're not watching now, but hopefully you come back and watch it again later. So made sure that David, as a comic writer, left with some of our stuff. So in his hands, he's got I Am Keto. He thought that looked really cool. But we also wanted to make sure he had one of our horror-based stories. So we made sure that he left with Holiday Spirits, Christmas in July 2. And he absolutely loved the concept of Krampus and the way we turned Krampus into a sad sack. But he loved the cover design. He loved the way that it had that old school vibe. So he was really excited about Holiday Spirits 2, Christmas in July. So Jerome Gagnon, Travis, know that a major motion picture star has one of your copies in his hand, and he was stoked. So I think that's all the pictures that I pulled.
Yeah, I mean, we could spend an hour talking about Spookala and all of the fun that we had. And it's not just the actors, which is always a cool perk, but it's the people that are involved in Spookala, the people, whether it's the guests, the attendees, the people who run the show. We all have become friends with so many people. I mean, we both did photo dumps last night.
Tons of photos.
And there were so many photos that we took with people, and there was still people that I was thinking, I'm like, man, we've never got a picture with them, and I wish we had. Whoa. So I love Spookala. I love and I know Matt hates the use of this word, but family in this case really is a family. Yeah, it's a whole family that runs it. But it really does feel like that. It's a community, whatever word you want to use. It's just a great group of people that we love seeing twice a year.
Yeah. And one of the fun things about Spookala is every year there's going to be something different. The way it ran this time, every show you have a postmortem after. You try to iron out any things that may have happened during the show before to make sure that the show after runs. Hey, Lindsay, I see you saying, hey, sister. What's up, sister? Oh, wait, you're talking to somebody else?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean her?
Yeah, this time.
Yeah. What's up, Lindsay? Lindsay, hey, since you're watching, don't forget Misfits Clubhouse. I know your daughters are fans of Misfits Clubhouse. The campaign's only running for 3 more days. There is a 100-page book. There is tie-dye stuff. There's a Mario Kart homage cover. We'll talk about that in a minute, but don't forget to go up there and take a look at Misfits Clubhouse, all the shenanigans so far. We're going to look at it here in just a second. But just a quick wrap on Spookala. One of the things that I like the most about Spookala is I think that the word respect is such a big thing. Everybody is looking to make sure everybody gets their proper respect. Yeah. Deej Galandri, who is the guy who is the mastermind behind it, doesn't like to be up on stage, doesn't like people giving him shout outs. But in the span of about an hour on Saturday, you had me, Tyler Posey, and Corey Taylor from Slipknot. All 3 give him a shout out from the stage in front of a couple thousand people.
At least it wasn't just you this time.
Yeah, at least it wasn't just me. So if he was mad, he told me he gave me a F you after I did it with a smile on his face. And then, but what's he going to say to Corey Taylor when he does it too? Sure. But there's just a lot of respect between everybody. Everybody knows that they're there to do their job and do their job right, but also to have fun. The guests, when they come in, say they can feel it. The attendees, I think we had the least amount of issues. I know our guy Roger said that he had to deal with some dog crap that was on the floor at one point, make sure people weren't stepping in it and rolling around it. And Roger, if you've ever met Roger loves cleaning up bodily functions. It's the weirdest thing. Roger loves having to deal with that stuff at a show.
He's just happy and enthusiastic about everything, including that. So
it's some great stuff. It's some great
stuff. We had fun. It was a great weekend. It was really fun.
I had fun. It was awesome. Yeah. So we're going to jump over real quick to Misfits Clubhouse so you guys know where we're at with this. So Misfits Clubhouse, all the shenanigans so far. We're at 25-11, 72 backers with 3 days left. Right now, the next stretch goals are $3,000, 100 backers. If we get to $3,000, we're going to add something. We get to 100 backers, we're going to add something. Steph and I, because it's been a whirlwind day with our travel getting messed up, we're not sure. We might change up our thought process about this a little bit, but we know we're going to be dropping something when we get to 3,000. We might decide to maneuver something before then, but we have to decide. But I can tell you right now, what's going to happen at 3,000, no matter what, is super freaking cool. Yeah. That every physical backer is going to really enjoy. And what happens if you get to 100 backers is something that every backer, every tier backer, non-sampler backer is going to be super stoked about. Want to make sure for those of you that didn't even know we had a campaign going, we're going to quickly take a look here so you know what stuff. So we just unlocked a couple days ago our Peace, Love, and Slothiness line. So Peace, Love, and Slothiness is one of our main characters, Slothy. You see we got tie-dye shirts, lavender shirts, and we've got some super awesome Slothy tie-dye socks. And then just yesterday, or last night, I think it was, maybe this morning, I don't even know anymore. Maybe it was this morning.
It's all a blur right now.
So it's one of those times. So now every physical backer is going to get a Peace, Love, and Slothiness sticker as well. So you're already going to get the Misfits Clubhouse Daredevil's cart sticker, which is over here somewhere. Here we go. You're going to get this. And you're going to get the Peace, Love, and Slothiness sticker. And then there could be other things too. But you know what? We got to get to that next stretch goal, the next benchmark, and we go from there. So you see we got the Peace, Love, and Slothiness add-ons. You can add those things on to any tier, whether you get the entire pack or you just get one piece without the socks or the shirt. You can add those things on. There's our boy Slothy as Slothzilla. Wanted to read some of these quotes that people have said about Misfits Clubhouse. This is the best looking campaign on the internet. Travis Gibbs said that on the Creator Hangout, which was great. Told him I was going to use that. Reminds me very much of Calvin and Hobbes. I don't know a higher compliment I can give, from Josh Pantelaresco. It's so stupid. It's so good. From our friend K-Pop Junkie, she was referring to the campaign video that she absolutely loves.
There's no higher compliment than that.
No, that's right. This series is so much fun. It brought me back to the days of Saturday morning cartoons and Chris Daly from Fueled by Weird. And then a gem that stands out for its whimsy and creativity, an absolute must-read, from Leo Nacito from Florida Geek Scene. So that's what other people are saying about Misfits, which make us very, very happy. So there's our main characters, Mickey, Fairy, Slothy, and Stig, going on their adventures. They run across characters like the Asparaguys, Captain Bluebeard, the Bully Boys, Bling Paws the Alien, and Bruce McTootherson. Steph, if you could pick a character that was not Bruce McTootherson, because I know Bruce McTootherson is your favorite secondary character in Misfits Clubhouse for obvious reasons, because you literally have a stuffed animal named Bruce McTootherson.
I mean, I did come up with
absolutely. So, in some ways. What is your favorite secondary character in Misfits Clubhouse not named Bruce McTootherson?
I do love Bluebeard, Captain Bluebeard. He's fun, but of course I love pirates, so that's a pretty natural choice for me. But he's got that fun kind of piratey Barbossa thing going on that I love. So, but you'll see more. There's more secondary characters than that too, actually.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more than that. Those are just the ones we wanted to call out. Definitely love the Bully Boys. One of the fun things about the Bully Boys is when we added them, the Bully Boys didn't have names until like a year after their first story was published. Yeah. So all their names, Fritz Rhubarb, Johnny Buttons, and Melvin X Melvin, those names came along later, but it was because Fritz Rhubarb is just such a freaking ridiculous and fun name. I mean, come on now, that's a great name. There's now 11 stories. There's ability to get drawn in. There's our tracker for the stretch goals. So Slothy was trying to reach some little goodies on the other side of the fence, and his arms are just too short. And every time you guys unlock a stretch goal, you are helping his arms to stretch over that fence, and he's almost reached that. So can he reach those elements before the end of the campaign?
We sure hope so. Slothy would be sad if he can't. So,
all right. So for the covers, you have our Daredevil's cover. That's the brand new cover from artist Raheel Mosin, who is the best artist ever when it comes to drawing silly stuff like this.
And just a super fun, cool guy too. We've gotten to know Raheel over the years, and he's just a fun, very positive guy.
That's right. And then you've got our Emily Reset Mario Kart homage cover. So Emily mashed up our characters with the characters from Mario Kart. So you see you've got Super Stigio, and then you've got Fairy, who's always wearing his red hoodie. It's Fairy the Red Shell. My favorite character on there is Dry Bones mixed with Captain Bluebeard. So you have Drybeard. But Emily did a great job with that. It's actually right now probably our most popular homage cover that we've done across all of our titles, which is pretty impressive.
Jack and Sally's really popular too.
Yeah, Jack and Sally is very popular live shows. We literally had, not an exaggeration, we did an outdoor show with like on a sidewalk show in front of a comic store in Hanford, California with Chess and Gwen. And there was parking was right in front of us. And this lady and her mom came up. They bought some stuff. They drove around. Then they came back around, parked right in front of the thing. The lady jumped out. She's like, I got to get that Nightmare Before Christmas cover.
They thought about it as they drove away, and they made a circle. They circled the block and came back.
Thought about it as they drove away, rolled themselves back up, and got themselves out, because that was actually pretty cool as a drive-by purchase.
I think she actually said it, yelled it out the window before she got out of the car too. It
was absolutely amazing. So we also have the Fairy and Slothy in there in the Don't Mess With Our Crew cover. You're going to see Fairy and Slothy in ways you've never seen them before in the story Talent Show Off. That is a brand new story in all the shenanigans so far. You have a sketch cover, which you've never done for Misfits. There's sample pages. We're trying not to go through the whole thing because we are limited on time today. There's tiers where you can get every cover that Emily has ever done for us. There are some socks that go along with Don't Mess With Our Crew. So you have the Don't Mess With Our Crew socks, and you have the Peace, Love, and Slothiness socks. First time ever we've done 2 new pairs of socks in the same campaign. There's retailer tiers. There are ways to add in all of our other merch. Then there's also ways for you to get yourself drawn into the story. It's going to be a fun little, that's part of the 11th story. It's going to be in here. So if you want to see yourself in cameo form, go ahead and pick that tier and get yourself in. You got all other socks, shirts that we've done. But the main thing is we want to make sure that you guys realize is that Misfits Clubhouse, all the shenanigans so far, ends just 3 days from now. So 9:00 p.m. on Thursday is when all the shenanigans so far is going to end. And that's going to be relieving, but also sad in a way, because Misfits Clubhouse is such a fun, awesome title. I would love to be able to see this thing really pop and really have a strong finish. We actually ran this campaign a little longer than we normally would run a campaign nowadays. Nowadays, we're normally doing 16 to 17 days. But this time, we ran this one for 23 days because we didn't want to have this thing end while we were at SPOOKALA.
Yeah.
SPOOKALA, we've got responsibilities at that show that need to be tended to, and we did not want to be having to serve 2 masters, I guess is the term, right? Yeah. Because if we would have ended Misfits Clubhouse at the time that we normally would end a campaign, stuff would have literally just been flying in from California, and it would have been like,
that would have been really
would have been really messed up. So
plus it's very, very long days at SPOOKALA. Those are long con days, so by the time we're done, there's no mental wherewithal left at all until the next day.
So Jay Lee, so what's up, buddy? Wife's loving the new book. So Jay Lee, you and Indy Lou, you guys
there.
Looked awesome in your mashups on Saturday.
Yeah.
Travis, he actually picked up one of your anthologies, and he picked up HEIRS, The Perilous Prospects 3. See, I pay attention. I remember these things. So so that's great that you guys are loving those books. Again, if you haven't gone up and back Misfits Clubhouse, this is the time to do it. Go up. It is tinyurl.com/M Clubhouse. Once again, that it's tinyurl.com/M Clubhouse to be able to go up and back Misfits Clubhouse. So real quick, we're going to be back here in just a second. But while we are away, we are going to go play the Misfits Clubhouse video, and then we'll be back for a very quick time, and then we're going to wrap this thing up.
It's time for Misfits Clubhouse. All the shenanigans so far. Come join me, you Barry, Swampy, and Sting for all of their ridiculous adventures. It's 10 stories, nearly 100 pages in one awesome book. Along the way, you'll meet characters like the Spirit Guy, Link Oz, Captain Bluebeard, the Bully Boy, and Bushman Jefferson, Aquatic Investigator, and even crazier ones like Slow Suit, Dark Movie, and so many more. So if you're a human person that likes humor, fun, and laughter, then you need Misfits Clubhouse. All the shenanigans so far in your life.
Going on an unexpected adventure.
All right, so that is Misfits Clubhouse. That's the fun little video that we made for that thing. So once again, we're at 2511, 72 backers, 3 days to go. So that means we are just under that $3,000 stretch goal. We're going to have some discussions about if we want to do one last thing to spice up the campaign before then. We might not, you never know. And then if we get to 100 backers, which is 28 backers away, we have something that's going to be a benefit for everybody else. So let's see. Jay Lee said, was a great event. Kind of shocked. Not too many cosplays. Yeah, that was true.
It was weird.
Wasn't as many cosplays this year. I actually expected to see a lot more Heart Eyes cosplays. Now, after the fact, I did see there were some. I did see there were people selling some of that.
But the cosplay contest had about half the contestants.
Normally they cut it at 30. I think we're about 25 this time.
Yeah, it was in the 20s. So yeah, I noticed that too. But it was a smaller event. I think October could be a lot more.
All right, so real quick, we have two quick things to make sure to let you guys know. And so okay, so Heirs of ISILDUR. We're just giving you the quick, we have the image up there on the screen. So Heirs of ISILDUR, the Perilous Prospects. Just wanted to talk about that real quick, and then one last thing after that. So Heirs of ISILDUR, the Perilous Prospects. Where the heck is my screen at? I lost it. So you want to tell them what the big news is about Heirs?
It is to the printers, right?
It is to the printers.
To the printers. That's good. That means it's getting all printed up. So we should have it soon. We don't want to make any guesses on dates or anything like that. It's headed to the printers. They're going to print it up, ship it to us. That means we can start setting up the packages and sending them off to you guys.
That's right. And then hey, what's going on, Lisa Helzer? Hello to you both from Tampa Bay. And then Jay Lee says October is going to be lit. That's right.
It is. It is going to be.
I do not know where in the blue heck my tab for.
Well, anyway, that's the news about Heirs. Is that we've got the books to the printers. They're going to be in your hot little hands soon.
That's right. And then for those of you guys that are like, hey, Misfits Clubhouse sounds really cool, I'm going to go back it because I like you guys. But I really want to see something that's going to be dark and crazy and insane. That is where you are going to want to see Tatsumi, the Serpent Mistress, which if I can find my dang StreamYard tab, my StreamYard tab decided it wanted to go bye-bye.
Too many tabs open at once.
Too many tabs.
So Tatsumi is going to be our next campaign that we're going to be running in May.
Yes.
And it's also a spinoff of Heirs, but you don't need to have read Heirs to enjoy Tatsumi. It's also kind of a spinoff from Kido, and you don't really need to read Kido to enjoy Tatsumi as well. This is going to be our swashbuckling adventure comic.
See, look, I just found the tab. Boom.
Yeah, that was a little distracting.
A little distracting. All right, so Tatsumi is directly So this is an interesting story because it is its own series. It is absolutely its own series. It's a brand new series. It takes place after I Am Keto, and so that's how it's got that indirect kind of like your brother's uncle's former roommate kind of thing, where it had the characters in Tatsumi have zero relation to the characters in Heirs. You just have Keto in the middle that attaches to both. Tatsumi is going to be launching at the end of May. We are super excited about this, and it sounds like a lot of people out there are excited as well. This is going to be launching at the end of May. What we say right now, imagine Pirates of the Caribbean and the live action One Piece meeting your favorite martial arts heroine. So we get to have all kinds of fun stuff that is going to happen here. A lot of great characters. The reason we wanted to bring this campaign up really quick before we got out of here is that coming up really soon, very soon, we're going to start revealing some of the characters that you're going to meet in there that you've never heard from us before. We're rolling right into completing the Misfits Clubhouse campaign, getting Heirs of Isildur back. The hope is that Heirs of Isildur is going to be in hand for when we do Free Comic Book Day Coast to Coast, which we have not officially announced until right now, that we both are signed up again to do Free Comic Book Day at our local comic shops. Diamond
notwithstanding.
Diamond bankruptcy notwithstanding, people are like, dude, it's still Free Comic Book Day. Still going to be happening at Collector's Choice in Fresno, California. Or excuse me, that's what I did. I was testing you. Mm-hmm. Collector's Choice in Visalia, California. And
that's where I'll be.
I'll be at Bearded Brown Coat Comics and Games in Ocala, Florida. And the hope and the belief is that we will be debuting Heirs of Isildur, The Perilous Prospects, Book 4 then, as long as we can get them in and start to get those packages out to our backers. If we can, then we'll be debuting that then as well. And
that is Saturday, May 3rd? May 3rd. Saturday, May 3rd.
Is it May 3rd? Yep. One of those days. Yep, Saturday, May 3rd. All right, good stuff. So I think we had a couple more comments. We want to make sure we give people their appropriate shout outs. All right, so while Lisa tells her hello to you both from Tampa, she said, glad you're both chilling. Well, we're chilling.
We're chilling because my flight is not happening. So
yeah, so for those of you that missed
an extra day.
For those of you that missed the beginning of the show, Steph was supposed to fly out today out of Tampa. She's supposed to go Tampa to Atlanta, Atlanta to Fresno, which is the closest airport to where she lives. And right before we checked out of the hotel, they were like, she had a delay.
I was like, hey, guess what? He knows when he hears that from me because it just happens all the time.
And the airline was like, look, there's no way. They were like,
well, no, they actually said, oh, your flight's delayed by like 84 minutes or something like that. But make sure you get to the airport on time. And I'm like,
yeah. And then, but the thing was, the lady was like, oh, we can do it's one flight we can get you on today, one flight. But can you make it to Orlando by X time? And we're like, dude, that literally, we would have not been able to make it to Orlando by that time.
We may write about time travel, but we can't actually do it.
Yeah, and then and then when we went to get dinner tonight, her flight time had been updated again, and her flight from Tampa to go to Atlanta at that point was leaving at 7:55. Yeah. Her flight in Atlanta to Fresno was leaving at 7:20. So literally, she would have to go back in time, Langolier style, to get to her flight. So so now she's flying out early in the morning from Tampa tomorrow.
And it's to the point now where I'm like, I don't even try to fight it. And I think that they appreciate it because they get so many people a call and are like upset and mad that their flight's got, because she said that because the weather is just terrible all over the place right now. And so I'm like, all right, what can you do? Okay, that sounds good. Because I don't even fight, because I'm like, why would I want to try to get on a later flight and get home at like 2:00 in the morning? I'll just stay here. I mean, literally, I think I'm only here like an extra 17 hours. I think I did the math because I leave so early tomorrow morning, which is why we need to wrap this up.
That's right. We're going to wrap it up. Steph's got some stuff to do. I've got some stuff to do. We had some things that needed to get done today business-wise that we were unable to get done because of the craziness. Stuff that's supposed to get done tomorrow had to get shifted today. Like this was supposed to be tomorrow. Yeah. But
can't do that from a plane.
Can't do that from a plane.
They would frown upon that.
That would be, I don't think that the reception will be very good.
Yeah.
So, want to make sure you guys know, Misfits Clubhouse, all the shenanigans so far is going to be finished at 9 p.m. on Thursday. Steph and I will be back at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific on Thursday to do our end of campaign live stream. We hope by then we're going to either be at that $3,000 goal or we're going to have exceeded it, which would be awesome because Misfits is a great book. It's a fun book. It is completely and totally not Spookala, but people at Spookala would totally love it. It's a fun, lighthearted book that is a good escape from the serious intensity of things like Tales from Nocturnia and Heirs of Isildur and I Am Keto and Tatsumi the Serpent Mistress. So if you're out there and you haven't backed Misfits Clubhouse, you want to go to tinyurl.com/M Clubhouse. That's how you're going to be able to back it. That's how you're going to be able to support it. And we're going to be very, very thankful for that. Look, our boy Hector Gonzalez Rodriguez the third, El Peso Rudo, is in the chat. He says, "What's up?" Kevin Davis says, "What's up, Captain?" It's been good. Now, once this thing finally actually shared out, and
whoopsie.
Literally, the beginning, this thing streamed to just me. It literally said this is streaming to just me.
We were literally streaming to ourselves and just talking away.
All right, but we got to go. We got to go. Steph is a 100-mile-a-month runner. And
I'm literally going to go and run. It's 8:30 at night. I'm going to go run because I can't run tomorrow now like I had planned, and I have a half marathon coming up. So that's what I'm going to go do is run in the Florida humidity at 8:30 at night when I have to be on a plane in 12 hours.
Yep.
Yay!
All right. So with that being said, you know what? I'm actually going to go back to the full screen with you and me. With that being said,
there we go.
This is Matt and Steph from Insymmetry Creations signing out. We hope you guys have a great night. And all those other fun things. You want to say a final word to everybody out there about how much fun you had at Spookala?
Spookala was it's almost good that this happened today. Well, it's good for another reason because you get to be here an extra day. But it's almost good because I always get the post-con blues after Spookala really bad. I was telling a couple people, we were talking about how it's so weird when we get wrapped up in Spookala and it's such crazy days and we're back there with the celebs and we're hanging out with our friends. And then I go back home and I go to the grocery store and I go and pump gas in my car and I'm just like, these people just don't even know what I just experienced and how amazing it was. I'm just a normal person doing my normal everyday thing, paying bills and it just, I don't know, it takes a few days to readjust to normal life. And so this was a good little buffer day, but I'm sure the blues will set in tomorrow again because I always miss it. And but then we have October to look forward to. Beginning of October, they've already been announcing they already are doing it, so it's okay for us to say beginning of October. I think it's October 3rd through 5th.
Yep.
Same place.
Same place.
Tampa.
We'll be back.
We will be there, barring any crazy flight stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, barring a gigantic traffic jam.
Yeah.
All right. That being said, on behalf of this person, Steph Cannon, my name is Matt Knowles, and this is Team and Sim, and we're signing out. We will see you guys later.